2 wins and 1 loss is now the story. A team will not necessarily be eliminated, but are definitely playing their very hearts out. It is a playoff spot that they'll be battling for, and Mousesports have had it taken away from them just yesterday. I know Dennis, in particular, felt the brunt of that one in his Twitter, stating that can we just please get it. Desperation perhaps affecting his game. We'll find out as we venture into Mousesports Na'Vi. I'm joined by YNK and Freiburg. I don't want to start with desperation, but I do want to start by talking about Na'Vi, and we'll just focus a little bit on those CIS boys for a moment. We've talked an awful lot about them, but Janko, if we wanted to play catch-up with where Na'Vi are right now, kind of the litmus test of where the guys that won ESL One New York are as they head into Cologne.
I think they're a little bit lost, Alex. I think they're trying to find the way back. Perhaps they still seem to have some glaring issues with this lineup. Most importantly, the map pool, it still doesn't seem like they have a very deep map pool. It seems like they still make some of those fundamental mistakes in some of the rounds that they can look a little bit lost on the T side. It seems like the map pool and the leadership are the 2 biggest problems that Na'Vi has.
And if you're thinking about playing against Na'Vi, Freiburg, I'm sure you played an awful lot against the names that are about to be joining the server. Are they as irritating as they may seem? Simple with what Simple's capable of, Flamey just being like an unreasonably good turret. I mean, are they as annoying as it can look sometimes watching them play Counter-Strike?
Yeah, Na'Vi, they have a very high skill ceiling. I mean, when Guardian is on point, Simple is on point, Flame is on point, even Edward with his all experience. They're a team to fear, but we haven't really seen Na'Vi on their top in the past couple of months. But I think we've seen some good CS from them this far. They've been playing Train twice. I'm expecting them not to play Train again. NIP went through with 3 caches. I'm expecting Na'Vi not getting 3 trains. So. I mean, I think it's gonna be a great game. Na'Vi really needs to step up if they want to beat a team like Mousesports, because they've really been on point lately, especially Oscar and Rops. Imagine
hearing Freiburg say that statement 6 months ago, Janko. Na'Vi have to play really well if they want to be a team like Mousesports.
That's why it's very interesting, because Na'Vi has lost 5 times.
Giving them the edge as well.
Mousesports lineup. You know, they haven't beaten them at all. Ever since that change came in. It started in Vegas. Okay, in Vegas they still had Nico. That was their last tournament. But even after they made the change, Mousesports thrashed in 16-0 online in Pro League, and everyone was thinking, yeah, it's online. You know, online anything happens on Mirage, and then they move on to DreamHack Tour, I believe it was, when they played it again, and Mousesports beat them 16-3 on LAN. So for Na'Vi to have such a miserable scoreline on LAN on one of their best maps against Mousesports, they are actually the underdog in this matchup.
Yeah, and Betway's odds do seem to reflect that. It's intriguing as well when you start investigating as to where these wins are coming from. You can see Chris J, the new leader of the team, taking the brunt of the work there. And there's the man on the screen I'd love to investigate. Oscar. Adam, this is someone that's caught your eye. Yeah, I mean, I played against Oscar back in, was it 2013? He was on a Czech team, I think.
Yeah, 3D Max.
Yeah, exactly, 3D Max. I mean, he was a good player, but he was still, he played with Guardian then, and Guardian was the key player of that team. But ever since then, Oscar had a break from CS. He came back, and he just went right into FPL, and he just started owning people. It was very, very, very hard playing against Oscar. It was kind of like when we played, we picked players in FPL. If you picked Oscar, it was a guaranteed win. So he was very good, and people didn't really expect him to play that well, especially in a Tier 1 team. But Mousesports has really proven himself to be amongst the Tier 1 teams right now. I mean, Oscar, the game against NIP yesterday, his CT side, he dropped over 20 kills against NIP. I mean, just his opping is going to be extremely fun to watch this game. So now we're going to see Guardian against his former teammate. Yeah, former teammate in Oscar. And hopefully we get some AWP v AWP battles. The map, of course, will determine how much of that we get to see, and we are brazing through this veto. Best of ones does mean we tend to find a middle ground for these vetoes, and you just mentioned Mirage, Janko. I'll let you take the lead on that one. Mousesports have a choice between Cobble and Mirage, and they opt for the desert map.
I mean, this is Mousesports going with Mirage simply because they beat Na'Vi twice already. They feel like they have nothing to fear on this map, but I would have actually preferred if they went for Cobblestone, because I really feel like Na'Vi on Mirage and on Train, those are their 2 best maps at the moment. They can play those maps against pretty much any team in the world, but on Cobble already, it's been very shaky ever since this lineup started playing together. So you feel like Mousesports, maybe that would have been them picking like kind of a map that's weaker for their opponents, but they went for their own comfort pick, right? Despite it being a better map for Na'Vi, they want to be in the comfort zone and feel like if they just play their game, they can take down Na'Vi on Mirage as well.
Well, I mean, they've done it once over in DreamHack Tours, this very map, as you've already highlighted. So the question for Mouse is, can we replicate that success? The question for Na'Vi is just how exciting Guardian can be. That's something that Adam has told us to keep our eyes on. Will Guardian continue to rain down terror with that AWP, or will we see Dennis, the only German in the competition, make it to the Lanxess Arena? 12,000 Germans are going to be waiting for him. Let's see if he can get there. Your casters are going to guide you through this story. It's Henry G and Sado.
Thank you so much, Alex. Matthew, are you excited? Another playoff game coming up for us.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm excited. I'm not sure. I mean, I want to see Na'Vi do well going into the major. I want more of the top teams to be performing as they should be. I think a lot of them are definitely underachieving right now, and I think Na'Vi's certainly been a team that's lost. We've got hints of a CIS shuffle coming up, and I think this major really dictates who and where.
We have got Mirage coming up, right? And this is a map that Mousesports have beaten Na'Vi on 16-0 in Pro League. That's happened. DreamHack Tour, 16-3. So you have to say, Mousesports got to be the favourite going into this one. They've had harder opposition here at this ESL One so far. They've played FaZe, Fnatic, NIP. Na'Vi, they've had a pretty easy run in terms of the opposition. Like, they have the likes of Space Soldiers as well. Like, they're Cloud9, yes, decent opposition, but not been tested so much as Mousesports, I would say. But to get into the game straight away, though, here we go. Na'Vi on the T side here. 2 smokes, 3 in fact. Quite a technical execution coming in here. We normally only see the 2 smokes on the T side pistol. And in terms of the Mousesports aggression, not too much report. Oh, we've got 2 players pushing the apartment. So here we go. Flashing through, getting some map information here. So this is looking pretty decent for them. We do have Edward and C's on the A side of the map, but Flamey and Simple watching the underpass. Bit of a duel coming in here.
Bit of a duel indeed. Put some shots, at least toward Oscar. They've already lost Lowell. They'll lose Oscar as well. They have a rotation back toward the B site quite quickly, but it's only going to be 1 player inside of the site directly, and 2 over toward A that thought about rotating through mid and then backed off. They don't have any further information, so they're making the right call not to over-rotate, not to overextend quite yet, as it would indeed give up A site, where Bomb is still waiting outside of.
Na'Vi now, 5 on 3, right? They have this time on their side. They've still got their nades as well. Wait for some CT reactions to come in. They go for the A execution from what I can see so far, making their way back through T-spawn. Makes a lot of sense. Smokes will start to be deployed momentarily. Only Rob's waiting for them. He's a very skilled player. That's Silent USP and CT spawn. Surely he gets smoked off there. The smoke started to come in. Indeed, he does. Can he do anything about this? I think he has to wait for his teammates to rotate in. Chris J and Dennis will be joining him as they come up through CT spawn.
On plant for Dennis. He's going to go back towards CT. That's going to land good effect onto Rops. He's down to 52, but they're going to go for a boost above to see into the site. No one's spotted yet for Dennis. Jump all the way up on top of that board. Such a viable position. Rops goes on his own. Goes in early as well, given that he's low on HP. His teammate goes down first. Dennis, which will play off of him. Now it's going to be across very simple. Rops, he's been so sharp all event. Misses so many shots there, and Na'Vi able to pick up the round. It looked more interesting than it was. They got the first 2 picks so early, but then it was just a matter of procedure to go into the A site.
Yeah, good job by Na'Vi overall. Mousesports trying to investigate the B apartment at the start of the round there. Taken down, it was Flamey that took the first frag, and like you said, a 5 on 3, ending up in execution towards the A site. A couple of smokes, a few gaps in there, I have to say. It wasn't the cleanest of executions, but they managed to pull it off. Not really much Mousesports could do about that procedure. We're going to the second round here. A force buy from Mousesports. We've got 3 sets of armor. A scout for Chris J. He is known to be very proficient with that weapon. We'll see if he can step up with it. And a B-rush. Not a huge fan of this, but it's looking pretty good in terms of the manpower. Na'Vi jump out there, flying Mach 10 headshot into the face of Lowell. Chris J with the scout. Starts hitting shots. We know he's good with this weapon, but Guardian's coming to hunt him down in the kitchen area. But there it is, another headshot. And it looks like this could be a very interesting round indeed. 3 on 3 for now. Can Chris J find any more?
Let's go back for Simple. I'm still not. I get it. The first name thing. I'm still not a fan of it.
I'm not a big fan either.
Nah, just it makes it so much more. That extra second it takes. But either way, fair enough. If we want to call that professionalism, let it be. Oscar will rotate back around. Simple is on 4 HP inside of the site. Bomb obviously planted. AKs for Simple. Keep in mind on that low HP and Flamey. So Flamey at least gets the kill and Simple keeps his up. The other one was a UMP, but it was far away. Wouldn't have been recovered in time.
Some nice shots there from Chris J. That one especially finding Guardian. Number 3 coming in though. That was a forced buy from Mousesports. Have to take a full eco here into round number 3. I'm not a huge fan of the B rushes on the second round anti-force buy from the terrorists. That's can be so problematic. You run into a stack there with CZs, you're probably going to lose the round. I prefer a much more slow, methodical counter-strike in those rounds, but still they get away with it, so can't complain too much. Another B rush, it seems as well, completely open bomb site, so you can't argue with this one. 5-man stack towards A from Mousesports here, so they're not going to get much for this at all. So what's their plan? Look for some exit kills. They seem to know it's a B-side of attack now. Dennis in the palace area, and now 4 players making their way towards top and middle. Get the most open plan he possibly can, I guess. That's Flamey. Bomb down, and now the hunt begins. Can these SMGs find a few more kills to add to their 20 total?
Guardian with 1. Down immediately after. Edward and seized. Covering off middle from both approaches. Dennis gets tagged up by the AK. Oh, the ladder! Nearly caught Edward off, unfortunately. He hit it by just a step. Pistol put him down to 15. They'll get 1 more kill on Simple, but again, the round goes to Na'Vi. So 2 kills each of the pistol versus gun rounds, if you will, after the opening round. So that means a bit of reinvestment from Na'Vi, but they've managed to keep the AKs up in most of the rounds, and they'll get an AWP over to Guardian. First round to start it off against just the M4s. Decent smoke utility, though, for the CTs to work with to delay the terrorists.
1 kit, no orbs on the CT side, and the likes of Chris J, Oscar as well. We're looking to get those orbs out eventually. Double orb setup very viable in this map. This is looking like a decent setup, though, for Mousesports. I can see some aggression coming in potentially towards short. Dennis and Chris J pushing off that area, trying to get that first frag potentially. They post up in CPL for now. And I think with these sort of rounds, when you're Na'Vi, right, you know they force spawn in the second round, they're going to have weak economy in terms of no incendiaries, maybe no kits. If you get that bomb down, especially towards B, you can have a really good chance. Once again, going in nice and quick towards this site. Flashbangs are good, though, from the CTs. Up to Lau now to defend. Needs to find at least 1 frag here to hold them off and have a chance of winning the round.
Can't find one yet. Dennis on 29, but look at Lau in the corner, as you said. It needs to find, at least 1 frag.
Yeah, it has to. They should check it, but he's a very fast player, but not fast enough, it seems. Flamey finds him, and there's 2 players towards shore. They were aggressive at the start, but smoked out. They have to wait for their teammates to rotate in. Guardian spamming shots off towards the short area, but it's going to be seized to find the next frag. This is looking very good for them. Nothing Mousesports can do with that just whatsoever. 5 players still alive. Bomb will be planted momentarily, but Chris J fights back somewhat. It might be in vain, though. I don't think he can do much more than that. It's a clean sweep there for Na'Vi, managing to keep 4 players alive. Flamey looking very good. And those sort of rounds, Wolfpack mentality in the first gun run after the CTs at full sport makes a lot of sense. They just don't have the utility to shut down a 5-man attack in a particular area of the map. Towards B they go once again. Na'Vi finding a lot of success on that side of the map. Lau couldn't find that single frag. It's a really poor position for anything more than 1, and he doesn't even get that. So he tried to do what he could, but overwhelmed, didn't have the nades or even a smoke to really buy himself some time. We go into round number 5 here. Mac 10's coming out once again for Edward. Nothing really invested from the Mousesports side. 5.7s, PG50s, a couple of sets of body armor, but that's about it. It's going to be simple to open things up there in the palace area. Finds that first frag. Dennis dropped, and this is perfect now. No rushes towards B. Default at the start, wait for any CT aggression to come in, and then you find that first headshot. Wait for the reactions to come in, then execute as a team.
Edward out from the lower underpass position has the Mac 10 spotted up from the vents at window. At least that the CTs have pushed out that far as he smokes it off and heads back up mid instead. Push out to Cat. Oh, good shot. Dennis down. Rather, excuse me, there is another Dennis in this game. Go figure. Seized down. There you go. That's why I don't like it. But Mac 10's going to spray back. Edward able to find Rops. We'll leave top of connector open, and when the rotation comes in to cover it, Chris J's found by Simple walking up for the Palace. Just Lowell remaining, and he's going to go down any second. He has picked up an AK, so perhaps try and save it. But with bomb being planted, 42 seconds, and a player, that being Edward, already over on that side of the map, he's going to be found at the very least, but Edward is low enough on HP, he could get taken down.
Yeah, very unlikely he takes Lowell down here. Should be a guaranteed frag. Now he spotted him, like he said, 5 HP. Probably has to fall back. He's got the information at least. They can start to pincer him in. Well, saves the AK. That'll be something. It means he can definitely get the orbs out. They'll have maximum loss bonus next round. Well, finds the frag. Not quite. Has to expend the Molotov. That might just do it, though. There it is. Good frag by him. Just trying to damage the terrorist when he can here. But Guardian, he's having none of it. Finds the 5th round in a row for Na'Vi, as I just mentioned. Maximum loss bonus now for Mousesports. Orbs will start to come out. They could go for double orb setup here. Chris J, certainly very proficient with that weapon as well. Used to be the main orb for the team. There it is, double orb setup. When things get a bit desperate, especially on a map like Mirage as well, it's a nice stance to get on to have the orb towards B and a more dynamic player towards the A side of the map. Going towards middle, connector, Palace, A ramp, just trying to get that first frag. We'll see if that comes in. I'm just having a look at the setup right now. Rob's alone on the A side for now, but Dennis pushing up middle, backed up by Oscar. And it's another B-side probe coming in from Na'Vi. 4 players towards that side of the map. Just Flamey working the Palace. Is he trying to show some presence there, get a pick? Then his teammates explode towards the B-site. Unlikely considering the bomb's still down in T-spawn, but Chris J and Dennis, control of middle. Guardian, though, looking to shut that down as he comes through underpass.
Hold the angle as well. Back down toward the B platform of the apartments, but no one catching them on the other side. Flamey's going to rotate back as well through Palace. Very standard setup, aside from a bit more aggression in middle, which is an interesting thought, considering that's exactly where Na'Vi looks to put some pressure now. 2 players at the top of the horseshoe. And on Cat as well across toward the boxes. Dennis will peek it, but can't find anyone on the other side. Chris J catches the flash, but wants the other angle. Oh, I think the head may have just been spotted by Guardian. They know Dennis is there. Question is, how much did Dennis see in return? Because he's still playing under the half wall below the catwalk in middle. He's going to go back for more as well. Oh, Guardian, if he hit that, that would have been an incredible flick. Dennis gets away with 2, and he'll back off. Good hold for Mousesports finally to get control of middle.
Really nice stuff there from Dennis. Good reaction as well. Could feel the pressure coming in from the second CT, the second terror, sorry, to get the refrag. Pulls off the shot. Now it's up to Simple. Very skilled in these scenarios. And can't quite find the shots yet. Flashbangs elude him, and it's going to be Rops to take him down. This is looking like the first Mousesports round, almost certainly, but Flamey is fighting back here. This is a bit sloppy now for the CTs. What are they doing? Don't give the frags away like that. They haven't even got to the site. 5 seconds remaining. I guess they're trying to shut the bomb down as quickly as possible, but surely keep the manpower alive. That could have been a 3K at that point for Flamey, but they just about get away with it. Oscar jumping into his AWP. Just denied the bomb at that point. That was a little bit risky for them. Dennis, like I said, could feel the pressure coming in. That was a really nice second shot to find Edward. And it's the first round for Mousesports. 3 players do survive. Round number 7 has still a lot of reset potential. The reinvestment of the grenades takes 2 players down to 0. The other 3 hovering around the 2K mark, so you need to be very careful and start converting a few rounds in a row. Guardian still on the AWP, of course. Had a great tournament so far. Hasn't really shown up in this game as of yet. But early days. Let's see if he can cause any chaos here as we go to the next round.
Flash through the smoke. Dennis backs away from it, turns rather to it, and then wants to take over the top of middle where Edward waits. The flashback that goes deep. Oh, missed time with the smoke. Edward tries to capitalize, but Dennis wins once more. Watch underpass this time because seized. The other Dennis, the third Dennis of the pro scene, is going to be walking out that direction with the AK. He won't catch Mouse Dennis as he gets back inside a connector and backs off. Dennis, 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 Nico, 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 Hiko, Stiko, Nico. We're all there.
It all makes sense.
Nothing makes sense anymore. Flamey, Sandwich, at least has the A site partially covered off. They won't wrap around just yet to watch jungle, but he does catch Rops trying to go back into the site without the awareness that he's already that deep, so the angle wide open. Molotov to jungle, having spotted a player, will limit positioning from Mousesports. Not only that, Simple's able to get a kill on Oscar before such time that he's able to walk in from the CT connection stairs. One goes down after the smoke is deployed. They had to deploy a second one, by the way. The first one was rather off in its aim. And a good find of Dennis trying to get on the boxes. Lawa will back off.
Really liking this from Na'Vi after sensing that presence towards middle once again. Sure, Dennis wins the duel, but they've committed 2 players to that side of the map. At that point, Na'Vi think, okay, well, it's going to be one part of the A bomb, so it's got to be weak. Flamey helps himself to that area. Simple comes out as well, start hitting shots, trading frags. There's only 1 frag in total for Mousesports here. We said this was an important round. Only 1 surviving, that's Lau. You see Robs, he's playing the A bomb side, 1 for 7 right now. Not really good enough. This will be a pretty harsh reset for them. They do save 1 weapon. They probably have to force into this next round, considering they save the M4. They're probably double eco regardless. So, we'll see the final money come in. So, 3K for 2 players. I'll take a pause here just to work out what the financial deficit is going to be exactly. But Na'Vi looking incredibly sharp here. As we mentioned, going into this game, the current record against Mousesports recently on this particular map, ESL Pro League 16-0 online, of course, but then into DreamHack Tour, actually got beaten 16-3. So you'd expect Mousesports to be the victors here, but Na'Vi looked like they've showed up to play at this event. So in the group stages, it's for a playoff spot, of course. 1 map separates Na'Vi from making it once again. So, pause will be used. NMBT, the coach of Mousesports, a chance to chime in, work out what the play's going to be. I would say they probably force into this. Don't have to, of course, but they need to start posting some rounds here. Looks like they go for the more conservative approach, just keeping that 1 and 4. No graded pistols as of yet. So pretty much full eco here, up to Lau. I guess we'll follow him at the start, see what his play is going to be. Number 8. Very convincing stuff, especially for Flamey. 13 frags and 2 deaths after 7 rounds. That's not bad at all. A stack, 5 players committed to this side of the map. Lau towards connector. Presumably going to be challenging a little bit more. Try and get the first frag, find a weapon perhaps. Teammates make their way towards Palace. 1 smoke available with the CT side.
Down toward the bottom of middle, near the connection point, as a smoke deploy that he realizes is rather lackluster, but he's not going to be able to capitalize on it. Doesn't need to risk it. Knows they're mostly on pistols, with the exception of Lau. Meanwhile, still has position, spots the hand, checks both sides first. Ooh, okay. Knew he was there, had the pre-fire, and still missed the shots. It's Flamey to make up for it. Simple's going to be a little bit angry with himself for that, but at least makes the call and gets the communication across to Flamey, who follows up and finds 2. Chris and Lowell down, including that. I mentioned Lowell because it's the M4, so it's been re-grabbed. That's pretty obvious for Flamey that it's very near that someone lurks on the other side of the smoke that is now dissolved. He spots one to the left. That's going to confirm the M4 has to be to the right. If the player on the left is that far away, the M4 surely is on the right. Double spot up as they peek out. There it is. M4 down. Good read from Flamey. Had a good round. Still potentially does, but can't find the 4th as he runs out of ammo. That's 7-1 for Na'Vi.
It is indeed, and that was the full eco for Mousesports, meaning they can just about buy into this round. When I say just about, I mean it. 2 players on about $3,600. They can get Oscar on the AWP. Body armor, not a huge deal against these AKs. There's obviously going to be 1 tap regardless, but a couple of Famises there, no kits. Oscar with no nades. Similar story for his teammates as well. They have 1 incendiary and 3 smokes to work with there. Ed doesn't care about your smoke. He's going to run straight through and get punished for it as well. Chris J with the double frag with the Famis. Rops chimes in as well. Very clean round here. Na'Vi trying to punish with the fast play, but shut down across the board. It's just what Mousesports need now. 5 players surviving. The AWP to finish things off. Actually looking very good there. Na'Vi obviously presenting a very loose brand of Counter-Strike right now. Trying to overwhelm them, throw fast rounds in, mixed up with slow pace in previous rounds as well. This time it's shut down. Chris J, fantastic work there with the Famis. Didn't expect that with that particular weapon. Let's have a look how it went down. Very good stuff. Enjoyed that. 3 in total.
Needed it. Desperately needed it. Double op setup for the CTs. See if they can capitalize. They do get 1 with Oscar on Duke Simple. All the way back from the stairs at CT. And tight. Both sides now. It's a very important round. The fact that they've gotten 2 kills to start it off Mousesports is their chance back into the game, perhaps.
Yeah, it's both AWPs doing significant work there. Christian and Oscar both finding a frag. Bombs all down in T-spawn. I'd say Na'Vi a very little chance to win this round. Now still have the utility though. Flamey down to 48 HP. They'll head back towards B, probably using the 2 smokes towards the arch position as short, but Lowell and Chris J there. As long as they get 1 frag between them, will be absolutely fine with this round. So he's setting up smokes and
better way to throw the window smoke.
Yeah.
It's actually more open than the previous way people used to line that up. Bit better angle. The AWP on the ground. Temptation, perhaps, or stick with the AKs and try and go quickly. Rops has rotated all the way around through T-spawn to limit them. And at this point, the underpass, that's going to be limited as well because he's going to go into the apartments, not up middle. If he did go up middle, could have found Edward, who stands to wait comms from his teammates in B. So that's going to leave just the players in B remaining. 3 players to stay alive for Mousesports. Great round. They break down the economy of Na'Vi. Things looking tight for them, and a chance back into it for Mousesports all the way through to the rest of the half if they're smart about this, because they're building up a bank.
Yeah, 2 rounds where they keep all 5 players alive as well, so that's very good indeed, upgrading the weaponry to 3 AK-47s and AWPs. We say the AKs are very good on the CT side for holding tighter angles, go for 1 taps, take more aggressive duels, so we have seen that from the likes of Dennis pushing middle. Been shut down a few times now, so he stopped doing it. Have a look at the CT setup for now, pretty standard stuff. 2B, 1 middle, 2 at the A bomb site, and Lau looking to go towards short, leaving the AWP. Chris J in the B apartments, not pushing for information, seeing if anyone walks into his crosshair. Edward now deploying the smokes, trying to get some mid-control, but Dennis waiting the connector, using a little smoke to look over the top there. Got the AK-47, so he needs to be careful of what he spams. Bombs are down in T-spawn as Guardian goes towards mid. Of course, he's got the AWP. Speaking out once again and trying to get this first pick. They have pushed the CTs back off towards middle. Rob's there, look at him at the lower ramp, actually looking to get that first duel. It is obviously checked, but he's a very fast and efficient fragger. We'll see if he can take down Flamey potentially. You can hear the nades being pulled as well, so he could run around as soon as Flamey pulls the pin here.
Downed, spotted, and then tried to take the fight against Flamey. He was able to drop off the ledge and catch him off. It's Dennis top of the jungle stairs. E-box position. Wants to get back through the smoke. Isolates Oscar. Another player out of the back to boots. Realizes it, but sees him dropping down, tries to spray and catch Lowell. He's already in safety. But it's just he and Chris J remaining, so an immediate response from Na'Vi. Able to pick up what little margin they had left in their money. Another round that's going to hinder Mousesports tremendously as Chris and Lowell try and get away. All 5 alive so far for Na'Vi. They'll, I guess, justify the chase, but not really afford it. But if they can get the guns down, they know what it means in the long term.
With 2 clean rounds previously, Mousesports should be fine with the buy into the next round, but Na'Vi on the hunt right now. It's going to be Lowell falling towards the kitchen. He finds Dennis at least, but Dennis sees. It's doing it to me as well, you know. But Chris J finding the second frag as well. I think that'll be the signal for Na'Vi just to drop off and keep their weaponry up. They're hardly in an amazing financial situation, but here we go. Na'Vi winning the half. 8-3 now on the T side of Mirage. Looking very good for them. Only had 1 tactical pause so far. Was that a little mic into them?
Sorry?
Was that a little microphone into the where they were playing, or was that me just hearing things?
I think you're crazy. I didn't hear anything.
I heard voices. I thought that was them talking in their timeout.
I hear voices every day. I tend to keep them to myself, Henry. You'd be wise to do the same. They can only think one of us is crazy, not both.
Well, do our best.
Ooh, Oscar's timing. Pop flash out from Simple, clever enough, but Oscar gets away. Molotov very sloppily thrown, but still spreads correct. Flash goes in as well, just to be a pest. Why not? Be a pest to everyone. Bomb down toward the courtyard at B tunnel, the apartments. We might as well call them tunnels. I suppose this tunnel will be the underpass, etc., so forth and so on. Rambling. Double off setup still sits inside of the site. They've got Oscar in B covering catwalk directly with Lowell at the bench. The second op of Chris J, therefore, back over toward A. He used to love to push the apartments on this map, by the way. It was his favorite spot to be aggressive, but he hasn't done that yet. He's got more passive now that he's into the double opping role.
For now, decent control of the mid area from Na'Vi here. No nades to work with him. That's a problem. That's in a minute as well. 1 Molotov and a flashbang. Connect control for Guardian and seized, hoping they can get gifted an entry here. Flashbang to get out of the bomb site. That was Chris J. Guardian just hoping someone makes a mistake here. Jumps up towards the ticket booth and he can open up the fragging. Not going to happen though, and time is ticking away. Rob's in towards Sandwich. Dennis there as well. They do have the bomb in the B apartments right now, so going towards CT spawn. That was seized, but found by Dennis, and this is looking like another Mousesports round, but up to Loud and Oscar to hold off the B bomb site.
Shot from Edward as they swing in. Lowell down as well, so B site covered off. Having only lost Dennis, rather, excuse me, seized. You're confusing me on the way in. Good shot from Guardian. He'll find Chris J. Speaking of the real Dennis, he'll take down Guardian in return, but it's Edward that finds the kill, and carefully and cleverly, Simple makes sure his aim is lined up as he slips in toward Checkers and gets the final kill. 9-3 now for Na'Vi.
Looking very good for them. That was a difficult round. Running out of utility at the 1 minute mark as well. They had the decent control towards Connector, hoping a CT would make a mistake, but good discipline from Mousesports generally. At that point, Na'Vi set themselves up in the B apartment. Seas gets towards jungle, trying to backstab in B. It's Mousesports Dennis that takes him down, not to be confused with Seized. And at that point, they explode towards the B side. We had to see good numbers posted by Lal and Oscar to have a chance at that round for Mousesports. Did not happen, though. And they find themselves getting overwhelmed with 1 flashbang and a Molotov. The fragging potential of Na'Vi is very high indeed. If they turn up, they're a very dangerous team. Haven't really seen much of it recently. This tournament, up and down, I have to say that amazing overtime game in Cloud9. They beat Space Soldiers as well, 16-9. So haven't really gone up against the heavy hitters of the tournament like Mousesports have, like FaZe, for example, Fnatic. Big games with them and having success as well. Going to round number 13 here Only 3 rounds posted for Mousesports. This is looking like an eco from what I can see so far. Oscar has an AWP, only getting 4 kills at the moment. He's one of the star players for Mousesports. They are struggling on the CT half for sure. Where does Oscar go? He goes towards the B side by himself, and then it's an A stack with the PT50s. Primarily focusing on the Palace, I have to say, but there's Oscar with the first frag. Finds Edward, takes him down. But not for long. They can't keep that advantage. Simple with another nice shot there towards the Palace area.
Shot from Simple. It's Chris. Goes down the ladder. Oh, Molotov misthrown. Simple friend. There's a line on the wall you can line that up with as you back yourself into the corner. You can do it when smoked off. And it won't get the aim, so Dennis is allowed to stay underneath. He catches off Flamey. As a result, he's not only done that, he's caught off Simple as well. So that Molotov may have needed to be thrown a lot better, because Dennis now, having gotten 2 kills, gives his team a massive advantage that Lowell's also added to by picking up an AK-47. Watch seized. Tetris smoke goes down in front of him. Gives himself some space to work with, but they've triangulated him, and Oscar through the smoke will get the kill. Actually, may have been above the smoke, excuse me.
Big round there for Mousesports, I have to say. It's Oscar funneling them towards the A side. He shows a presence. They know they saved the AWP in the previous round, finds that shot of B, and it actually gets all the remaining Na'Vi players towards the A side of the map. Dennis, for Mousesports, actually been really good. Not known to be one of their heavy-hitter fraggers. He's actually almost top of the scoreboard right now. Gets 2 kills there with the PT50, and another round for them to pick up. 9-4 now. Shouldn't technically have gone in their favour considering the bye, but they managed to scrape the victory. Double upset once again for them, and starting to whistle away the Na'Vi economy as well. Down to a UMP just for seized here. 3 AKs and the AWP out. Looking quite a standard round. Holding for the CT aggression once again. Guardian can't hit the shot quite though, and Crochet willing to challenge, but not going to commit.
No. Good shot from Guardian after the flash. Follow on Chris, but he's not ready for a double stacked entry point, so therefore Lowell on the balcony catches him off from a similar angle. Push up from Dennis once more to go to the top of middle. Good find onto Edward. It's back to 3 versus 3 in a segregated T side that has to rotate back through their own spawn just to get the bomb in the B apartments. And Dennis is knowing that Lowell was close, but highly unlikely he'll suspect he's still on the balcony. But Lowell's impatience, he thinks he's clear to go as well, and he's going to get taken down. That opens up the B site. And the race is on for the rotations. Bomb's going to make it there just about the same time they get through the checkers position. So Dennis, although he swings out to watch Catwalk, can actually be beneficial in holding them off on arrival as well. Dennis on the other side, excuse me, as it's seized. And Dennis close. Catch me off. Seized gets him down. It's now Oscar inside of the smoke. Backs away. Can't find any way out of the window position. So it's a knife from Simple. He's hit him twice and he's got him down.
Simple likes a knife, takes the AWP down, gets some extra cash from it. That's actually quite beneficial considering the financial situation of Na'Vi. Gets an extra $1,500, and once again that B bomb site seems favourable for them. Every time they're going there as a Wolfpack is taking it down, seized, holding patiently in the B apartments until someone decides to push, gets that kill, the UMP, explodes, finds an open site, they deploy the smokes, CTs have to come out, Dennis can't get a frag with that AK-47, so it's going to be 10-4 now, round number 15. Famous for Mousesports, Dennis, Rops with the PT50, and Rops actually pushing in towards that A ramp. Baited in by Oscar, who's got the AWP, just going to try and take that first shot for him. As he smokes off Palace to buy himself a bit more time in that position. Terrorist though, getting 11-4, and this half would be very, very good indeed. Slowly but surely, Na'Vi start to take control of the map, focusing on underpass, middle, and no one towards A whatsoever. So that's a little bit of an issue. Have to wait quite quickly. I'd say a B split quite likely here, all things considered. Dennis in towards CPL, so see if he can step up here. CTs have pushed towards T-spawn, you can see in the top left.
Dennis inside of the smoke has let them go by in the ladder room. Could time this well. Do they still consider it? Simple does. Simple sees it, Simple does. Lowell gets 2 back inside of the site, however, but it's still going to be damaging to the fact that they've lost so much ground. It means that he's alone. He's isolated and taken down. AWP to catch the cross from Catwalk, knows they're there. They won't commit just yet. Bomb is still as well on the platform as Rops is heading that direction. You're right, though. Simple sneaks up on Oscar. This is the saving grace now. The bomb. Rops, they have to consider this, surely, that he's going to be coming this direction. Edward is already positioned accordingly.
They've got smoke, so it shouldn't be a problem as long as they're patient. They've got time on their side as well. There's the smoke deployed, and Rops pushes through it. Nice shot from him, finds Edward as well. This could become problematic now. Still only with the pistol, but he's got a low HP player in front of him in the form of Simple. Smokes to buy himself some time. He could actually win this round, Matt.
Possible. All things are. AK picked up, flash through, double flash as well. The second smoke went shorter. At first they thought he wasn't that close, hence why he got the first kill in general, but now he's got to try and watch for Guardian, and he's found first. And he can't find an angle on the plant there as well. They're pleased with it, and on that, they go 11-4 for the halftime.
I like that a lot from Na'Vi. Decent game plan overall, controlling the economy and the pace of the game in the first 5 rounds. It seemed like Mousesports, every time they won something, it was getting reset straight away. They had a decent spell at the mid stages, but only 4 rounds post on the CT half. I don't think it's going to be enough. We'll find out in the next half if it is.
Mousesports trail. You said coming into this, Hank, and I kind of agree with you, they've played better opposition in this event. You would expect, therefore, that maybe they're even the favorites against Na'Vi, who they've had success against in recent memory. And Na'Vi's been struggling, but Na'Vi look more to form here, I have to say. This is more traditional from what I would expect of them in that sense. Very disciplined, good execution, actually hitting shots, and winning a game.
Problem is, some of the key names haven't turned up for Mousesports. Rops especially, playing the A side of the map.
He's been poor.
He's on 3 for 13, and to be fair, Na'Vi have been focusing primarily towards B, but he is one of the big names and a key part of their success, and we'll see whether they can bounce things back here on the T side. I think we saw a couple of smokes are deployed towards middle, so this is not a usual terrorist tactic on Mirage. Normally going for those standard executions, but this is going to be a nice little stack towards the window position, and 2 frags coming in there for Na'Vi. It's going to be a 4-on-3 now, and the smokes might be in vain. Able to push part on short as well. Guardian nails another shot with the PG-1000 there, making a double, as it's just Chris J surviving now. He has got the bomb. Could sneak in towards B, sees at the window position, but this has been a nightmare for Mousesports. Needed to win this pistol to stand a real chance of winning this game. Don't even get the plant at this point as well. Guardian with 3 in total. Very good stuff there.
Yeah, it should be a quick one after this. So you said it, Na'Vi could qualify off of this.
Yeah, looking decent. Or Mousesports already showing up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Guardian. That was kind of sick. I'm interested to see what kind of stack they had in the windows. A smoke landed there as well. There must have been a gap because they were really quick and precise frags from the window position. So here we go then. Fast rush towards A, it seems. All 5 players committing. Surprise tactic and simple. He's having none of it. He gets 3 kills. Sprays them down with the FAMAS. Flamey chiming in as well. And it's going to be an absolute massacre. That was a force buy from Mousesports as well. The Hail Mary strat map, normally you're doing the smokes and you're trying to deploy the bomb, but didn't really work out in that fashion. It's completely shut down there with the double famous spray. 13-4. Has to be an eco, unfortunately. Almost certainly going to be 14 rounds. This could be a very quick game indeed. No plants at all. Blocks across the board. Mousesports, this is looking pretty bleak.
I would agree. I have to. What argument can I make against that?
It's nice to build drama, but at this point, can't really find any storylines.
Well, unfortunately not. 4 players running out mid. Spray down. Nade went up to do the early damage, and a pistol even from Simple to get a kill in the mix. 2 for Guardian, 3 for Simple. They shut down mid effectively, and it's 2 rounds to go for Na'Vi. Early buy for Mousesports. They'll go early as they can. They won't have a whole lot to work with. They do have 5 smokes. Look at that, they do. Molotov goes after, so kind of misaligned for me on the HUD. But yes, they've got quite a bit of money in that sense, more than I would have expected.
We'll see what they can do here. First gun round, a couple of Famouses and an AWP, of course, with Guardian as well. Will they present more aggression here? 3 players in the mid area, 2 in towards the connector as well. Guardian's pushing short, so not going to be bullied off this side of the map. They've actually left A open for now. C's alone in B as well. Flashbang's decent, but Guardian, so patient, so disciplined. Hits that first shot. Mousesports Dennis goes down first, now towards the underpass. Is that enough? Are Na'Vi satisfied? Will they fall back? Apparently not. Simple. Aggressive, of course, towards connector. Wants to see if he can get a gap in the smoke. Edward certainly got one. Looking down the pass right now. Mousesports are cagey here. Still with time on their side, but manpower certainly not. They've got 3 smokes remaining. Back towards A. A desperate execution at the end. Could find Na'Vi match point here. The way they're playing right now, I think that's almost certain.
So Dennis downed early certainly doesn't bode well. Guardian having the opening pick. Smoke to the top of the stairs at Jungle. And one in the arch as well towards CT. He's going to get to triple stack though, so it's forward of the smoke. Could easily find the shot from Guardian's side. Does, but gets taken down by Rops. Finally getting a shot, an impact kill at that, to allow them in, but Chris gets found by Simple. Mobile plant coming out of his hands. It's on Lowell instead. He goes back toward default. That fine. We'll get him towards Shadow, but he's in a 1 versus 4. They know he's got to be back there somewhere. He planted the bomb. Good shot to start it off on Simple. Chance to still isolate, but they're going to push it together. And it's Edward that finds the kill.
That was pretty much the last chance saloon for
Flamey.
Mousesports.
See? I still don't know their real names.
Trying your best.
Whatever.
Only 1 round to go. 15-4. And with the bomb going down, Mousesports there will be able to get a relatively good buy, force a loss bonus, but it's very unlikely they do much more than this. They need 11 rounds in a row at this point. Haven't looked too great here. Like we said, star players missing for them. Oscar, pretty quiet. Same story for Rops as well. Oscar 6 for 15, Rops 4 for 17. You're just not going to have a good performance if those 2 names aren't fragging for you. Dennis has, for me, been one of the most impressive players from Mousesports. He has been better in recent memory, but still, that's not what you want from the Mousesports side. It's going to be Simple with the secondary AWP there. Goes down, but Guardian's there to pick up the pieces as we go into a 4-on-3, potentially the last round here. Chris Jade is down to a scout. With AK's up, and they've only got a couple of smokes to work with as well, so you feel like this could be the end. Flamy watching CT spawn. Rops might just help himself to the A bomb site. He's on the A ramp for now. Joined by Dennis with the bomb. Chris J pretty far removed from the situation, but Rops now needs to hit this first headshot.
Rops getting inside of the site. We'll get to at least Sandwich. Let's get Chris working up from connector. It's Flamey that watches, though, from CT. Finds the first pick onto Dennis. Just 2 to go. Rops and Chris J. Rops will try and get close to and plant the bomb, but there's no utility, and his teammate's gone. He's in a 1 versus 4, and he's gone. It's Na'Vi through to the playoffs. Mousesports will have to play again later this afternoon in the 2-2 Group 5, or Round 5, Section 5, Bracket 5.A. to decide if they either go home or make it through. So our only German Dennis may not be done just yet, but Na'Vi is, at least for now. They'll play in the quarterfinals tomorrow.
Yeah, difficult to get that hyped about that Na'Vi victory. It seemed like Mousesports just didn't arrive on the server today. They've been such a strong team as of late, but that just wasn't the performance I'm excited about. Need to pick it up now going forward in the tournament. They're not eliminated just yet. Na'Vi through to the playoffs. Congratulations to them. Simple looking great. Guardian hitting some decent shots as well. Flamey sort of defense as ever. Mousesports looking a bit dejected after that. It's just not the team spirit we've come to know from their side in the last couple of months. So commiserations to them. But promising stuff from Na'Vi. They always seem to do relatively well this tournament. Normally get to the playoffs, and once again they've done it.
The Pay Safeguard post-match breakdown.
An unanticipated surprise. Na'Vi, whilst picking up the win, do so convincingly. 16-5, and joined by YNK and Freiburg to understand why. The map was Mirage.
I think now it's obvious that was a mistake from Mousesports. Yeah. Sure, you are confident, but you already beat them twice. You have to expect that Na'Vi is going to be super prepared for this game. Moses actually gave me a little piece of inside info. I was talking to Andy this morning, Na'Vi coach, and he said we actually are really hoping they're going to let Mirage through because we really want to show that we can beat them after they've beaten us so badly the 2 times. So all things considered how poor Na'Vi is on Cobblestone in general, I really think Mousesports should have went for that map.
It was their choice. For anyone that didn't catch the veto, it was a choice between Cobble and Mirage, and they chose, well, in the end, their demise. They go 2-2, and we'll have one more shot at either elimination or qualification. Adam, individuals of Na'Vi once again delivering. It's kind of what you're outlining, right? The stars are starting to shine.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what a game that Flamey, Simple, and Guardian had.
Right.
I think there were 25 on Flamey, 22 kills on on Simple and 19 on Guardian, and they only played 20 rounds. It's amazing. I mean, yeah, yes, they were looking to have fun. When I saw the in-game footage, like they were just laughing, having a good time.
Yeah.
Everything was working. So this is a scary Navi when we see them having fun again. I mean, people have been talking about they having problems and stuff like that, but we didn't see anything of that this game.
When Simple's running around and knifing you in smoke, you've got definitely a horrible feeling, a sinking feeling in your stomach that they're doing. Oh, in fact, that's exactly what I'm talking about. He's just laughing, giggling, high fives all round, and a very loud Seized as well.
Yeah, obviously Guardian got married just so that the team could bond at his wedding.
I see.
No, not just because he wanted to. But I mean, it's also insane, like the Simple is only 19.
Yeah.
Feels like he's been around for forever, such a young player. But yeah, obviously when the individuals of Navi are on points, we used to talk about it when the roster was formed initially. Probably at that point, the roster with the most firepower in the scenes. So when they're all on point, it's going to be very, very annoying to play against them.
Yeah, and annoying perhaps I'm being, because for the first time ever, I asked a specific clip for you to explain to me. I should probably explain it to you guys at home first. We were watching, I think it's the first real gun round after the initial pistol rounds of the 3, and then we saw a 5-man early, like we're talking like minute 10 on the clock, 4-man, 1 person elsewhere, just walking up B apps, then smoking from apps, not pushing out initially, and no one rotated from the CTs. And hopefully, Enko, you're going to explain what was going down.
Sure, Alex. So coming into the first gun round, Navi, instead of going for a spread around play style, we can just pause for a quick second. You can see how they had Seized alone towards mid. The rest of the team was stacked towards the B apartments, pretty much. So they want to go for a set execute. They want to use their nades because they know that the CTs have force, so their utility is going to be limited. You see that there are no incendiaries, which are the best way to defend against an execute like this. Seized task here is basically to draw attention to himself, to keep players occupied. On the other side of things, we can play it out now. Mousesports is going for a stack towards Catwell. You can see Chris J and Dennis being there. And Navi, after the first initial flashes, they're just holding. We can pause again, just real quick. So their goal here is they're waiting for someone to peek. They're trying to find a duel, even towards Catwalk, behind side. They're just waiting for the CTs to show themselves and try to win a fight, basically, because they will have a 2v1 situation. They're all looking at the same side. And also the fact that they don't get any contact besides seeing Chris J on Catwalk on B, they know that the player is probably hiding somewhere here around the bench area, or maybe being super patient behind site, or down here in the corner somewhere below window. So now you can play the rest of it out. After Navi doesn't get initial contact, they use the remainder of the utility to throw the 2 smokes, basically creating a wall here on Catwalk, completely isolating Chris J and Dennis. Once they push into the bomb site, you can see how Lowell is immediately, his position is immediately checked. He gets eliminated. Navi gets control of the bomb site, and after that, because of the wall of smokes as well, it's almost impossible for Mousesports to get back into that round.
Because it was the fact that they just paused. You get control, you get the first frag, and they still are unwilling to kind of budge. It was very, very kind of, to me, seemed unique.
I mean, it is very strange because sometimes it can be a big mistake, you know, not committing to the bomb site and then the rotation comes in. But Mousesports, because they didn't really have information, no one was speaking aggressively. Lowell was holding that passive angle. They weren't sure themselves if it was a fake. That's why 2 players were still towards A, right? Maybe it's just a fake and they want to go out A. So Mousesports didn't want to over-rotate, and in the end, Navi just punished them.
Now, while we do bring up the schedule, a final point to be made about Mouse, Adam, is you highlighted this in the pre-match. You said, Rops plays well, Mousesports win. This is 2 back-to-back, I'm going to use the word awful performances from Rops.
Yeah, I mean, and against NIP, I think he had 7 frags, and he didn't have a much better game here against Navi. So, I mean, it's kind of weird to say that a 17-year-old joining a team a few months ago is supposed to be carrying that team, but it kind of feels like it, because every time Mousesports has been playing great is when Rops is overperforming, right? So if they want to go to the playoffs here in Cologne, Rops needs to play really good the last game.
One more game, one more chance for Dennis and co to get that Mousesports team in the Lanxess Arena. And 2 teams now about to duke it out are none other than SK and G2. We get to see the Brazilians take on the Frenchies. And let's not forget, these are 2 that we outlined as the big 3, 2 of which are about to clash in a best-of-1. So we're going to take a break, and when we do return, we'll be diving into some more fantastic Counter-Strike. Stay tuned as ESL One continues after this.